Today then we shall be taking a look at the animated musical, the 1993 movie, The Nightmare Before Christmas. So without further ado, let's get into this review then.
What's this? What's this? There's color everywhere. What's this? There's white things in the air. What's this? I can't believe my eyes. It must be...
So to me then, I think that this movie is a very, very solid movie and a very good movie in that retrospect. And this is coming from a guy that's not a big fan of musicals at all, and that's not my type of movie. However, Nightmare Before Christmas is a mix of like family and animated and spookiness to it. And it has this Christmas feel and this musical feel to it as well, and it just all comes together in a big huddle and comes together quite tightly, and it makes sense. It comes together nicely, and big credit to them, because I never thought I would say this, but this was a banging musical, and I'm not a big fan, as I prefer the types of movies like Lion King, maybe even Frozen to an extent, and other movies like that where they're not exactly musicals, but they're drifting in between song, story, but this does it in a way in which is likeable. I wouldn't say I love it, but it is likeable in that sense that it still is entertaining and it still has a story, but tells it through a theatrical and musical feel. Also, to move away from the movie as a whole, sort of speak, the controversy around this movie is phenomenal. It is brilliant because people argue all the time whether it is a Halloween, whether it is a Christmas movie, whether it is neither. And my personal thoughts are, this is a Christmas movie. However, I can see where people come from, where they say it's a Halloween movie because of the spookiness, and it's set in a Halloween town at the start, and it is Jack the Skeleton living in his Halloween town wanting to present Christmas. But to me, the thing that stands out to me is that it says Nightmare Before Christmas in the name. That's a hint. And the fact that he's trying to make his own Christmas and deliver his own presents and his own version in a Halloween-y sort of speak. And to me, that screams, I don't know about anybody else, that is Christmas. And to me, there's no debate. But let me know in the poll that should come out today about what you think about The Nightmare Before Christmas. Is it a Christmas movie? Is it a Halloween movie? Or is it neither? Let me know either in the bottom of this video, or check out my poll, which is on the community page on my channel. So check it out, I guess. So get your opinions in. I also like the other parts of controversy around this movie. Love a bit of controversy. And the second part is that Tim Burton did not direct this movie. And I know what many people are thinking. Hang on a minute. I've always grown up thinking Tim Burton wrote this movie. And in fact, it weren't. It was Henry Selick. And he gets annoyed because Tim Burton gets all the credit. Tim Burton did have a hand in this movie, don't get me wrong. But it weren't as big as a hand as Henry Selick, as Tim Burton helped, along with Danny Elfman, with the drawing of some of the characters and producing some of the outside sort of things for this movie, and a bit of the story based around was written by Tim Burton. However, the actual movie came together by Henry Selick, and that's where the confusion comes from. And Disney used Tim Burton's name basically to sell the film and to basically help more people see the movie, because it's like, oh, Tim Burton's done this is going to be epic. And Tim Burton had a good track record at that time with the likes of Beetlejuice and other great movies by Tim Burton, and he was going to go on to make more and more movies. And at the time he was working on one of the Batman movies as well, so he just didn't have time to develop this type of movie. And he wasn't a big fan of the stop motion picture neither, in which is a reason why he passed it on to Henry Selick. But love the movie, and to me, I love this controversy around it, as Henry Selick is amazing, as we've already covered one of his movies as well, in Coraline, and he's similar to Tim Burton. He's very spooky minded. He changes kids movies into this sort of on the edge of kids and adult movies, and it just blows your mind. And to me, Henry Selick did fantastic in this movie and helped bring this masterpiece together. I also want to talk about a bit more into Danny Elfman, as for many who don't know, he was the writer of the music for this movie, and he did the soundtrack fantastically and had a big hand in the of how this movie came together. And without Danny Elfman, this movie probably wouldn't exist, and he brought it all together with his music, and he had some really good tunes in there. and a lot of iconic moments came from these tunes being added, and the musical element is just Danny Elfman written all over it. To me, I also thought some of the actors and actresses were incredible, as like previously mentioned, Danny Elfman doing the singing for Jack Skellington as well. He was great. Catherine O'Hara in this movie plays Sally. There's some big names in this movie. And also not to forget the likes of William Hickey, Ken Page, and Glenn Shaddix. These all came together and created this masterpiece and helped bring this brilliant masterpiece together, voicing some of the major characters. And I thought the characters were fantastically produced, and the artwork for them, the stop motion picture, everything came together fantastically. And to me, there's not much else to talk about in that regime because it all comes from Danny Elfman's music, the controversy, the animation, that everything just slots together and creates this into quite a good Christmas movie, and a very indifferent Christmas movie to others likes of Home Alone, which is a classic. But this does it in a very spooky manner and is super different to all the others that you watch around Christmas time, or even how if you class this as a Halloween movie. It is very different from the Halloween movies you see. The only one that's similar would be Corpse Bride, but I'm not a big fan of Corpse Bride, but it is similar to Corpse Bride in that retrospect. To summarise this movie then, Nightmare Before Christmas, I believe this is a 8.2 and a classic film. Let me know down in the comments down below what your thoughts are, and also get involved in the poll that should be coming out later today on whether you think this is Christmas, Halloween, or neither in terms of a movie. And if you haven't already, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, hit that notification bell to be alerted to all new content this channel creates. And if you haven't already, go check out the description as well to check out more vids just like this one. Anyways, I'm off in a bit.